So first of all, thank you very much for inviting us next door and Tuesday Tomorrow Lab to be here and to introduce you this topic. Today, we have two objectives. The first one is to try to demonstrate real potential of AI for tourists and SMEs. I think you are convinced at that point, okay? And the second objective is that we want to make some hands-on exercises on live. But first of all, let me introduce Nextour. Nextour is the network of European regions for sustainable and competitive tourism. We are composed by more than 40 regional destinations, and we have more than 30 associated members that include universities and research centers. And yeah, we have three hubs or three departments: the Climate Hub, the Governance Hub, and the Tourism of Tomorrow Lab Hub, which is the one I work with. And in the Tourism of Tomorrow Lab, we have a freemium membership, and we have what we call the premium members, that we offer specialized services such as advanced consultancy, capacity training and building. We provide also an exclusive network of data scientists. We participate in different European projects, and we foster strategic partnerships with public and private entities. Okay? So yeah, let's focus on today's topic, that is artificial intelligence for SMEs. I'm sure you have attended a lot of webinars about the potential of artificial intelligence for SMEs, and you have heard about that AI can provide SMEs enhanced guest experiences through personalized recommendation, virtual assistants and chatbots. Artificial intelligence can also help SMEs to improve their operational processes, such as dynamic pricing, predictive maintenance, and sustainability and carbon reduction. Okay, that all are some examples, but for us, the main advantage of applying AI is that before AI, we have one situation, let's say, landscape where things were slow, costly, and generic. And now, with AI, we have another situation when the things are fast, affordable, and actionable. Okay, that's the main change that AI has provided us. However, there are many challenges to consider when tourism SME has to adopt AI, and some of them are the high initial cost, the integration complexity. Very important, the skill gaps. That's why here in the Tourism Tomorrow Lab, we provide consultancy and we provide also training and capacity building. And there is also another concept that is very important. This is the data privacy. Okay. So for us, we recommend SMEs, tourism SMEs, that they have to start small with small proof of concepts, okay, proving and testing some already existing tools to see if they can gain this efficiency. It's very important to look for and to find partners and providers also to be able to test the most relevant tools for you, because can be very overwhelmed to be a state of the art, because each week are appearing new tools. So it's very hard to be up to date with the latest technology. Also, you must invest in training for your staff. Okay, you want them to be able to use that tools. And obviously, you have to monitor and evaluate if when you use these tools, this software can provide you these promised efficiency gains. Okay, so just three things before we start with the example. The first one is that we are in the beginning of a paradigm shift. Okay, and the first one is, do you remember some time ago, I don't know, maybe 15 years ago, when the social media started to appear, and it was not clear at the time where how the SMEs, students SMEs, had to use social media. Okay, but then the users started to use these channels, and they forced the SMEs to start using also the social media. And as Katja said, this is a trend, and right now the users are starting using AI. So Tunis Smith has to start using and adopt AI because the customers are using it. The second one is also in line with the Sinisa presentation. It's about this new trend that is appearing, that is the traditional search engine optimization against the new trend that is the answer engine optimization. Okay, because we will see, for example, that if we search in Google, for example, for what's the story of Sigtuna. Sigtuna is a small village in Sweden, next to Stockholm. So you can see that the answer is provided by AI, by Gemini. Okay, but if you search for what to do in Sigtuna, okay, then you can see that the searches are the results are returned in the traditional way, search engine optimization. That is because all those companies are paying Google to appear and to offer to appear in the first positions, showing their products. So yeah, it's the main and core Google business. So it's not going to disappear in short term, but it's a trend that is going to be more important in midterm. Okay, so we must to be ready for this paradigm shift. Okay, so also this is another thing that appeared last week. Okay, this is OpenAI, as you know, is the owner of ChatGPT, and they introduce in the right side you can see Sam Altman, that is the owner of OpenAI. She shared a screenshot some weeks ago, and it appears the orders. Okay, the orders tab in the configuration, and it's a new feature that appeared last week where you can use ChatGPT to buy things. Okay, so you don't need to go to Google and say I want to buy a new jeans. You can instead use your ChatGPT to say I want to buy a jeans, and they are going to provide you the sellers. Okay, so this is a trend that is also very important, very relevant for all of you, because imagine when they start to appear the travel option. Okay, so maybe you can't as Katja said, a lot of customers, a lot of travelers are planning their travels through ChatGPT, but you can imagine that once they are there, they can say, okay, where can I sleep when in my destination? In fact, if we try it in ChatGPT, okay, it's going to provide us some alternatives, in order to sleep there. Okay, and you can see here, for me, this is very important. What are the data sources that he's looking in order to provide this information? Okay, here you can see the different data sources. Okay, TripAdvisor, Sigtuna's hotels.ca. So it's very important to be aware about this new trend, answer optimization. So yeah, if you look, if you search or you try in ChatGPT, provide me 4 examples of how the Tourist Smith can use AI. I'm going to provide you this kind of example: dynamic smart pricing, natural language processing, predictive analytics, etc. But what? Okay, we are SMEs, and what we need are practical tools, real examples, search jargon, and also low-cost solutions. Okay, so we are going to to start with the hands-on exercises. These exercises are taken from the Top Lab Academy. That is a capacity building and training program that we developed for our DMOs. You remember, for the DMOs across Europe. Some of them are in charge of providing capacity building and training for the SMEs in their territory, and we provide them this capacity building and training. Okay. And these are some of the examples that we provide in this program. For example, we are going to use ChatGPT for performing marketing actions. For example, we are going to benchmark, okay? And also sentiment analysis, we will see in a minute, okay? So the first one, we are going to try to make an benchmark and an audit, okay, for hotel websites, and this is the prompt. The prompt, as Katia said in her presentation, is the way you interact with LLMs, large language models, okay? And that's the reason why this kind of technology is very trendy, is because you don't need technical skills, you just interact with it with natural language, okay? In this case, this is the prompt. We teach prompt techniques in our programs. This is one prompt in order to do this website benchmarking. You are acting as a web auditor, specialized in digital marketing for hotels and hospitality SMEs. Your task is to evaluate the landing pages using only observable evidence, for example, text, images, called CTRs, menus, visible features from the page. Then you provide the URLs, we will see in a minute, and then you provide the criteria to evaluate, okay? This is very important. At the end, you are the expert, you are the one who has to provide the criteria for LLM to provide you the response, okay? So evaluate each hotel website based on value proposition, content diff, visual storytelling, conversion and CTAs, personalization, trust as social proof, sustainability and responsibility, accessibility, and SEO basics. And your task is analyze each hotel website separately, give an scores from 0 to 5 per criterion, and provide 1 or 2 strengths, okay? And on top of that, suggest 3 quick wins for improvement, return the results in a comparable table and a short summary paragraph, and very important, okay? Because LLMs try most of the time, not most of the time, sometimes hallucinates. Okay, so it's very important to include this prompt. You are not going to avoid hallucination at all because they are probabilistic models, they are not deterministic, so they are going to hallucinate. But if you provide this kind of clauses at the end of your prompt, you will get less hallucination. For example, include an evidence logs list of short quotes, section on the screenshot, references that justify the scores and show where you are getting it from. Okay, so let's go. We are going to just copy the prompt. Okay. We are going to use these 3 hotels from Bologna. Bologna, Emilia-Romagna is one of our premium members, so we are going to take these 3 hotels from Emilia-Romagna. That is the Hotel Internazionale Bologna, the Phil Hotel, and the Royal Hotel Carlton. Okay, so we are going to just paste the prompt, and we are going to obtain the result. Okay, as you use more the improve prompt, very specific, you will get, as the other speaker said, a better response. Okay, in this case, you have this is the response, the summary assessment. Here you have the table. We ask for a 0 to 5 rank. So you have here the scores, the strengths, the weaknesses. Okay, and in this case, for each one of the criteria, value proposition, content deep, visual storytelling. So you can see here each one of the hotels, the criteria, scores, and the explanation. Okay, and you can see you also have quick wins for each one of them. Okay, so you have a summary takeaways, and then you have the evidence and log, okay, which for each one of them. Obviously, this is not going to substitute a professional making web audits, okay? This is not the aim of this tool, but to provide you some insights, okay? So that you can go to these professionals and say, okay, I want to improve these parts. Maybe there are some quick wins that you can implement by yourself. And okay, just let me, this is another LLM that is Gemini from Google. You can do the same exercise here, and you will get also the more or less the same answer. Okay, you can compare amongst them. So it's going to provide us the answer, but let's move to another prompt that is another, in my opinion, very interesting one. The second one is reevaluate the personalization and conversion, using the perspective of business travelers. Here you can insert your customer segment. Okay, you can be more specific. In this case, it's not generic, it's about the business traveler. That is the customer that you are interested in, because these hotels are located in the center of Bologna. So again, you paste and you get the response. Let's see, yeah, here you can see the same from Google Gemini, okay, the same analysis benchmark for you, okay. In this case, is one by one, each one of them, with the criteria, the score, the strengths, the weaknesses. Okay. These are very interesting tools. I'm using the free tier of this tool, so yeah, here you can have also for each one of them in this case the reevaluation, taking into account that now we want to perform the assessment based on a business traveler point of view. Okay, very interesting. Just one more. Imagine that you are a tourist guide and you want to create a new tour offer in Bologna, for example, and you want to include some content. You want to see which one are the attributes more likely for the visitors or not. Then in this case, we have prepared this prompt when you use your research in Viator and TripAdvisor. Viator and TripAdvisor are two pages, two web portals where you can see different activities that you can perform, in this case in Bologna, okay? So here the idea is analyze the 5 to 10 high risk and most review gastronomy and cultural tours in Bologna. And for each one of them, again, you provide your criteria, the title, the price, the duration, the inclusion and exclusions, the customer reviews and feedback analysis, because you want to know what are the most liked attributes, the common pain points, the keywords, the demographics. Also, you want also to identify niches and potential gaps in this offer online. And then you want to make a competitive landscape and benchmark, okay? And you can see here's a very extensive prompt. So again, if we copy and paste in Google and also in ChatGPT and also in Gemini, you will have the answer. Okay, again, this is not going to substitute a very in-depth market analysis, but can provide you some insights, some ideas in order to start brainstorming your tour. Okay, it's very easy to do, it's very easy to understand, and can provide you, as I said, very interesting ideas. Okay, so they are looking for here you can see these are the results from Gemini, where you can see the tour performing tour analysis. This is the city center food tour. The title and the keywords: taste Bologna, secret food tours, walking food and highlights, etc. The duration, the price structure, the key inclusions, the target audience. As you can see, a very deep insights that you can provide, the analysis and details, and the customer reviews and feedback analysis, the most likely attributes. Okay, so here you can have, let's say, the starting information that you need in order to start developing your own offer. Okay, again, even if you are listed in Viator on TripAdvisor, you can even perform a benchmarking. Okay, this is the idea here in chat. Because I'm using ChatGPT, I think I'm using the thinking one, so it's thinking deeply, so it's going to last a bit. But this is the idea. With a good prompt, okay, you can have a very detailed and useful information. Okay, and just to finish, I want to show you the last one, the sentiment analysis. Okay, in this case, I have data sets coming from 5-star hotels around Europe. Okay, it's a data set about 50,000 opinions that are published in booking.com. This is published in Kaggle, that is from Google. You can download as an Excel file, and this is the Excel file. Here you have the negative comments and also the positive ones. In this case, we are going to analyze the negative sentiments, and for that, we are going to use this tool. This is another tool that we teach SMEs to use in our programs. In this case, I'm using the free tier and the free tier of the tool. In this case, once you upload, you just have to upload the Excel file. You don't have to do any other thing. The tool is going to analyze each one of, in this case, the negative opinions, and then they are going to provide you this semantic map. This is a semantic map because it's going to cluster the opinions based on the topic of the opinion. So, for example, in this case, all the opinions that are near these points are because they are talking about the noise, the traffic, and the constructions. We are talking about negative opinions. For example, here are talking about the restaurant. Okay, so if we zoom in, you can see that new clusters emerge. In this case, the restaurants, and if we zoom in, they are talking about the price of the restaurant. The food was too expensive, for example. Here are talking about the drinks. Okay, so let me hear about the drinks and the rooftop bar, etc. So you can see it's also a very easy to use. You just have to load the CSV, the Excel file. You have this semantic map where you can see what are the topics that people complain about in 5-star hotels around Europe. And on top of that, you have this analyst here. And for example, look at this, because this is quite interesting. I don't know why my browser is frozen, but let's say I'm unable to now. For example, we can make here. Let me. Now we have selected with this tool only this this opinion. Sorry. So for example, we can tell me what is happening here. Okay. So we ask over the selected data. Okay, this is the free tier. We have to go for the other paid tier, but it's only, I think it's only 20 euros per month, something like that. So you can even chat with the map. Okay, so you can, for example, if you are interested in this cluster, you can ask about what are happening here. So these are just some of the samples of the different tools that you can use. They are ready to be used for SMEs. For example, just to finish, you can even create a video, okay, with these avatars that are ready. You just have to paste it here your test. This is a test that I have paid here with promoting your hotel, in this case, Hotel Danny, still is 4-star hotels in the head of Bologna. Then you choose even what's the avatar, okay, and the language. You can have your own promotional video in different languages. You can even replace the background. For example, let's you can upload your photos. If not, you can use, for example, this one, and you can generate. Okay, and then interactive elements are not. I think it's because of the backend image. But anyway, it's very easy. Just try to use it. It has also a free tier, and then you have a promotional video that otherwise is very expensive for a small, medium enterprise to have it. So that's all from my side.